You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Reports podcast number 295.1, the Central Indiana Scoreboard Show, your daily audio sports section with a focus on Central Indiana sports.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengels.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, Central Indiana sports fans. Today is June 13th, 2025. It's a Friday. I'm your host, Greg Mengel, podcasting today from headquarters in Jeffersonville. Producer Susie's in the control room. Happy anniversary, baby. Can't believe it's been 27 years. Coming up, we have a little bit of a Pacers Thunder Game 4 primer. Stanley Cup Game 4 was a wild one. The Cubs got a big win over the Pirates. We have golf regional results, news from Colts minicamp, including another nice day from Daniel Jones, and a whole lot more. Also looking ahead to the weekend. But first, this is the point of the podcast. I ask you to please go to our YouTube page and subscribe. Just going to leave it at that. Go do it. Also, we have tons of Pacers coverage that we've had recently and coming up very soon. Go check it out. Also, tons and tons of high school sports coverage. I'm beat from doing so much. Coming up later Friday, we will have our boys golf regional scoreboard show for you. That should be early afternoon. And then later this evening, our boys baseball semi-state preview show. On Saturday, we will have our first of two softball state finals scoreboard shows right here. Check it out.
And the Pacers keep overlooking them, man. Keep overlooking them. I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to do it. And the crazy thing is,
Vegas disagrees.
Vegas disagrees.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Yeah.
What is happening? Tell me about it.
The Thunder are still favorites.
How is that possible?
Minus 230. You can get the Pacers at plus 190 to win the championship.
But they have the same number of home games left. Mm-hmm. And the Pacers have a one-game advantage. Mm-hmm. And have shown a knack for winning. What are we missing here? What are they missing here?
Unclear.
Love Rich Eisen's optimism about the Pacers, but let's slow down a little bit. That, of course, was the Rich Eisen show. Go check that out because he is really good at what he does. And really, that's been the tone in the national media over the last 36 hours or so. The national media is also calling Friday's Game 4 of the NBA Finals a must-win for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't think it's truly a must-win for either team, but it would be a big win for either team. Seriously, if the Thunder came back from 3-1 down, would anyone be surprised? And if the Pacers took a home loss on Friday and then came back and won the series in 6 or 7 games, that wouldn't shock anybody either. Wouldn't call it a must-win for either. But here's Tyrese Halliburton to remind everybody that things are far from over. The Thunder, after all, could become the third team in NBA history with 84 wins between the regular season and the playoffs. The other two teams had Michael Jordan and Steph Curry.
To play against these guys is an honor, and it's a lot of fun because this is a 68-win team. This is historically one of the best defenses ever. You know, this is a really good team. They have the MVP. They have a bunch of dudes who are going to be in this league for a long time, having a lot of success. So can't say enough good things about their team as a group. And I think the most fun part about basketball is, you know, if you're going to win, you don't want to do it any other way than have to beat the best. You know, and this team has been the best team in the NBA all year. They consistently respond, you know, when their backs are against the wall. You know, so it's a lot of fun. Like, as competitors, you want to compete against the best, and these guys are the best.
I'm starting to think that might not be the case. Here's something I've said only twice in my minimum 45 years as a Pacers fan. They are 2 wins away from their first NBA championship in franchise history. And here's something I've never said. If the Pacers win the rest of their home games, including Friday's Game 4 at the Fieldhouse, 8:30 tip on ABC, by the way, the dreams of a Pacers championship of Central Indiana sports fans will come true. Listen to this one. The Pacers have 8 different players averaging 9 points per game in the finals through 3 games, and 9 different Pacers have made at least one three-pointer. They also have 75 assists on 120 baskets. Head coach Rick Carlisle said it's that kind of team approach that's gotten to the Pacers to the brink of a championship.
The magnitude of the challenge with Oklahoma City is daunting because of the kind of year that they had and how great they are. You know, they're historically great in so many different areas, and they got the MVP. You know, it takes nothing less than everything we possibly have together. And, you know, it's only been 3 games. It feels like it's been longer. This is an 18-day series where the last one was 13 days. And so with how it's stretched out, it's a long haul. But we need everybody. We need everybody to put everything they have into it. That's how we've gotten to the finals.
Of all the amazing stats and facts that I've heard about the Pacers over the last few hours, and I've been listening about the Pacers nonstop, this is my favorite. In their first 98 games this season, the Thunder lost 2 games while leading heading into the fourth quarter. And in 3 games in the NBA Finals, the Pacers have done that to the Thunder twice. Indiana is 9-1 in the playoffs in clutch situations. Probably shouldn't say this out loud, but they are also 3-0 in Game 4s this postseason. It's that Pacers voodoo that they do, or as Aaron Smith said, it's just a feature of this Pacers team.
I think it's more about us, you know, to be honest. I think we just thrive in those situations. We just know how to play and clutch games and, you know, do what's necessary when the game calls for it. So I think that's more about us tonight.
Miles Turner was reportedly under the weather during Thursday's Game 3 win. Sure hope so. That was just an awful effort until the fourth quarter, until late in the fourth quarter. Let's hope he's better, because also another interesting stat, not sure what to make of this, but twice in NBA Finals history, a player has taken 40 field goal attempts without taking a single free throw. Both involved the Pacers. A 21-year-old Kobe Bryant did it in 2000, and Tyrese Halliburton has done it this year.
Clock calls it. Cross-edge pass. Draisaitl towards the net. Score! Leon Draisaitl in overtime. The Edmonton Oilers tie the series 2 games apiece. The Oilers come back from 3 goals down after 1. Draisaitl sets an NHL record with his 4th overtime goal of this postseason. And his 2nd in the Stanley Cup final.
That's Kenny Albert of TNT on the call of Edmonton's dramatic 5-4 overtime win over the reigning Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. Down 2-1. Edmonton went down 3-0 in the first period of Game 4. Then took a 4-3 lead late into the third period. Gave up a game-tying goal with 19 seconds left of forced overtime. Then Leon Draisaitl performed his Halliburton-like magic. The series now goes back to Edmonton for Game 5 on Saturday at 8. That can be seen on TNT or the Max app. And I'm really torn on this one. I mean, the comparisons between the Pacers and Oilers here are so similar, especially with, like I just mentioned, the Halliburton-Draisaitl comparison. The comebacks, the dramatics, all that. And the Panthers are a really unlikable team. But like any good American, I detest Canada, and I love the fact that the Stanley Cup has stayed south of the border for 32 years in a row. No, I'm not torn. Go Panthers.
Crow Armstrong, it's a high fly ball, deep right field, looking back, Reynolds, it's gone! Cubs sprint first! Pete Crow Armstrong with a two-run shot to right, his 18th, and the Cubs lead 2-0 here in the fourth.
That was Pat Hughes on the call of the Chicago Cubs 3-2 win over the Pirates on Thursday. Crow Armstrong made it 2-0. Seiya Sasaki added a 6-run home run, and the Cubs held on for a 3-2 win. The Brewers blanked the Cardinals to move into second in the NL Central, still 5.5 games behind Chicago. Around the league, the Mets won their 6th straight game, 4-3 over the Nationals. A Paul Goldschmidt infield single and a subsequent throwing error was all that Yankees pitching needed in a 1-0 win over the Royals to complete a sweep. Will Warren went 5 2/3 scoreless innings and is now 4-3 on the season. The Rockies stayed hot, I guess, by beating the Giants 8-7 on Orlando Arcia's walk-off single, snapping San Francisco's 9-game winning streak and keeping Colorado from having the worst record in Major League history through 68 games. Also, Reds' 38-year-old pitcher Wade Miley has been accused by former MLB pitcher Tyler Skaggs' agent Ryan Hamill in a court proceeding that Miley provided the drugs that killed Skaggs. Miley just returned to the Reds this season after missing last year with Tommy John surgery. It's currently not under investigation. Number 5 Noblesville won its first boys golf regional championship in 6 years Thursday at TPC Woodland Trails in Yorktown. 4th ranked and defending champion Hamilton Southeastern and Cathedral also advanced to next Tuesday's and Wednesday state finals at Prairie View in Carmel. Cathedral's Johnny Lehman won the individual regional title and will be joined at state by Eastbrook freshman Landon Troff and Heritage Christian senior Tate LeBrun. LeBrun earned his spot by beating Pendleton Heights senior Vance Jarvis in a playoff. South Bend St. Joseph won its first regional championship since 1981 at Sandy Pine in DeMott, and Franklin won its first regional title since 1984 at Champions Point in Henryville. At Country Oaks in Montgomery, number 13 Evansville North won its state record 9th consecutive regional championship. A little later Friday, we will have a full scoreboard of the 5 contested regionals from Thursday, including the one at Yorktown and Stonehenge in Warsaw, and a brief preview of Friday's only regional remaining, which is in Lafayette. Get full details on the Harrison Regional on Saturday's Central Indiana Scoreboard Show. The IHSA Softball State Finals commence Friday with 2 of the 4 state championship games at Purdue's Bittinger Stadium. First at 5:30, it's 21-6 Clay City against 23-3 North Newton in the Class A title game. It's the first championship game in either school's history in any sport. Should be a great pitcher's duel. Looking forward to seeing how that one turns out. And at 8 o'clock, it's 30-4 Crown Point against 26-3 Center Grove. Center Grove is going for its record 8th state championship. We will have a scoreboard show with a recap of Friday's games on Saturday and of Saturday's games on Sunday. Please check those out. In Saturday's state championship games, Andrean and Tecumseh will meet in the 2A championship game at 4:30. And Hanover Central and Cathedral will go head-to-head for the 3A crown at 7. It's the 4th straight championship game appearance for Tecumseh and the first for Cathedral. Thursday was the final day of Colts minicamp. No major news. Most of the attention through minicamp has gone to the job Daniel Jones has done as the starting quarterback with Anthony Richardson out. Jones is a former 6th overall pick from Duke, and he's starting to feel comfortable with his young and talented group of Colts weapons. According to the Indianapolis Star's Joel A. Erickson, Jones completed 3 of his 4 passes in 11 on 11 drills, with completions to Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman, and rookie Tyler Warren.
Yeah, I've enjoyed working with them. It's a strong group of receivers and guys who can do a lot of different things. So I really enjoyed it. I think, certainly a lot of work to do still, but a lot of talent in that receiver room.
Also Thursday, Coach Shane Steichen announced that he will have a quote-unquote detailed plan for Anthony Richardson once he's recovered from the shoulder injury that kept him out of minicamp. It's good to see the Colts aren't putting all of their eggs in the Daniel Jones basket. That does seem to be the best basket available right now. I mean, we've all seen Daniel Jones play quarterback though, right? Rookie Riley Leonard also got some first-team snaps on Thursday. Eli Edwards' prediction is coming true. Richardson wasn't the only player out Thursday. Jalen Jones is out of camp with quote-unquote soft tissue injury, and Braden Smith missed Thursday after suffering a minor undisclosed injury on Wednesday. Some news and notes from around mini camps in the NFL. Bengals and rookie 17th overall draft pick Shamar Taylor have yet to come to a contract resolution, which is strange because rookies are typically spotted into salary spots, but it is the Bengals. Terry McLaurin's holdout continues in Washington. Travis Hunter is practicing on both sides of the ball in Jaguars minicamp. The Rams recently signed tackle DJ Humphries. The Patriots unveiled a statue of Tom Brady at Foxborough. And former Steelers wide receiver Antonio Brown is wanted in Miami on attempted murder charges with a firearm, an incident that reportedly happened at a celebrity boxing event over the weekend. If you've ever read about Antonio Brown, this will not at all surprise you. He's been credibly accused of stealing from a children's charity in the past, so not one of society's best. IU junior Michaela Hunter finished 15th in the nation on the shot put with a heave of 55 feet 3 1/4 inches. To earn second team All-American honors at the National Track and Field Championships in Eugene, Oregon. IU freshman Veronica Hargrave from Plainfield will run in the finals of the 800 on Friday after finishing second in her heat in 2:01:54. As scheduled for 7:14 on Friday. Coverage of all of it is on ESPN, ESPN Plus, and Disney Plus. Purdue sophomore Andreas Hansen finished 17th in the nation in the decathlon, earning him honorable mention All-American. And Butler junior William Zagarsky crossed the line 16th for second-team All-American honors in the 10,000 meters. Caitlin Clark returned to Indiana Fever practice on Thursday in limited capacity. Head coach Stephanie White said Thursday that the franchise is being cautious with their star, and her availability for Saturday's huge home game against the New York Liberty will be decided before tip-off, likely on Friday. Sophie Cunningham got an optimistic report on her ankle that's kept her out of most of the start of the 2025 season. And reports are that Ari McDonald, who's been great for the Fever in Clark's absence, will likely be cut once Clark and Cunningham return. That's too bad. Like to see him find a way to keep her on the team. Practice begins at 11:30 a.m. for the 8th IndyCar race of the season at Worldwide Technology Raceway in the St. Louis suburb of Madison, Illinois. It's a 500-kilometer race, 260 laps on the 1.25-mile egg-shaped oval, perfect for Indy cars. Qualifying is at 3 on Saturday, and the race is a rare Sunday night race at 8 p.m. on Fox. Fox better not freaking blow this one. Alex Blows won 5 of the 7 races to begin the season, including the only oval so far, the Indy 500. His first win ever on an oval. Joseph Newgarden has had a rough start to the season, but he is a 5-time champion and the defending champion in Madison and the betting favorite going in. Newgarden and Dixon have won the last 6 races there. We'll have continued IndyCar coverage all weekend on the Central Indiana Scoreboard show. Plus, we'll preview the race and review it with Dave Chanley and probably some guests over the weekend.
And at 16, J.J. Spawn reaches the last of the, quote, short holes. 2:22 today.
Likes to see that ball fall a little left to right. This one might have been just a little too much.
Oh!
Right of center.
That much.
My goodness, that shot tracer was a little misleading, but he's going to have a perfect putt straight up the hill.
For the outright lead, J.J. Spawn. Puts a 2 on the card here at 16, and J.J. Spawn jumps to 3 under par, first there in the championship.
That was the fantastic Mike Tirico, courtesy of USGA, and J.J. Spawn out of San Dimas High School near Los Angeles leads the U.S. Open at Oakmont Country Club outside of Pittsburgh after an opening round that included 4 birdies, including back-to-back on the 16 and 17 to go 4 under.
San Dimas High School football rule!
South African Tristan Lawrence is in second, a shot back of Spawn. 2-time U.S. Open champion Brooks Koepka is 2 under, 2 shots back, and tied for third. It was a rough day for most of the other big names. Scotty Scheffler and defending champion Bryson DeChambeau and Masters champion Rory McIlroy all have to have good rounds on Friday just to make the cut. However, John Rahm and Jordan Spieth are both working. Both are within 4 shots of the lead. Patrick Reed made the 4th double eagle in U.S. Open history on the par 5 4th. I guess double eagles are called albatrosses now. I had never heard that. And the College World Series gets underway on Friday with Arizona against Coastal Carolina at 2, and Louisville against number 6 Oregon State at 7:30 at Schwab Field in Omaha. Then it's UCLA against Cinderella Murray State, and number 3 Arkansas against number 6 LSU. And that should be a fantastic one in the other bracket on Saturday. Once again, my prediction, Arkansas over Louisville in 3 games in the championship. At your daily update, become a subscriber or a follower or whatever it is on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, or SoundCloud if you'd like us continuing to update you every day. Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie so much. Happy anniversary, babe.